Summer has become a busy time for Formula 1 gamers thanks to F1 Manager 2023. Arriving just as the sport goes on its summer break, the second instalment of Frontier's management franchise is looking to build on the solid work of their first game last year. The pre-launch push focused on new levels of depth and decision making, with new game modes and even a new camera angle featured. So is F1 Manager 2023 a step forward for the franchise, or has Frontier stalled on the grid? I'm Mark from RacingGames, and let's take a look. If you're coming into this game expecting radical changes from F1 Manager 2022, then we have disappointing news. Everything from menu paths to in-race decisions look and feel the same as last year. Setups are still created with the 5-slider minigame mechanic, and it's a similar story for ordering upgrades to car parts too. Those experienced in annual sports titles will know that similarity is to be expected, but it's still a little disappointing. However, once you get into your save, some changes do become apparent. The introduction of the sporting director and pit crew training brings another detail to manage between races, which is a welcome addition. Though pit stop errors are now far too common, it feels like something you can improve as you go, especially if you start at the back of the grid and put a lot of focus into the training calendar. The changes to driver development can make life a bit of a struggle with a younger or less well-rounded driver. That's good for long-term playability, but it does mean that quality young drivers like Lando Norris are likely to be incredibly overpowered as the game progresses. It also means grabbing your favourite F2 driver right away will leave you with a bit of a dud for a while as they get up to speed, but they can't all be Oscar Piastri, right? Race weekends are also more in depth. While the setup minigame remains the same for practices, the introduction of sprint weekends, albeit in the 2022 format, and the occasional tyre-locked qualifying sessions are excellent to mix up the weekends a bit. Within the race, the AI teams are more challenging. They will push their tyres, use their ERS in interesting ways, and even take gambles on the weather in safety cars. We've seen the AI run down their tyres hoping for a safety car, or even cause a puncture attempting to wait out a patch of rain. These changes do seem to lead to more incidents happening on track, with crashes between teammates appearing perhaps a little too often from what we've seen so far. This can keep races feeling more alive though. The battle to get into the points with a slow team is a careful dance, where you can occasionally swipe a 10th place, but being in the right place at the right time can lead to a huge score. If you get screwed by a safety car like I've been one too many times though, then the frustration can be a little too real. When F1 Manager 2022 landed last year, it was pretty simple to develop a strong car, but updates last year did make it harder, and this year it's moved again. Thanks to wear rates for car parts, you need to keep a bigger stock of spares lying around than you did last year, especially if you hire a young driver that is crash prone. This eats into your cost cap and cash balance, especially if you end up having to emergency produce parts on a race weekend. We did find ourselves in a catch-22 situation, where we ran out of chassis, couldn't afford a new one for the race weekend, but also couldn't run an older spec or withdraw the car. This meant having to develop an emergency chassis instead, pushing the bank balance even further into the red. Bar that one frustration, the management of parts, upgrades and costs is well balanced. Managing a team like Williams, you end up barely touching the cost cap maximum, but that is mostly down to the team having low funds anyway. With a bigger team that starts with higher driver salary and more cash on hand, it feels like you could come up against the cost cap in this game if you're reckless with your spending. By far the best part of F1 Manager 2023 is the race replay mode. This mode offers scenarios and one-off races that are based on real-life results from the 2023 season, mixed in with a couple of fictional ones such as a wet race in Bahrain and an equal performance race at Monza. These scenarios allow for quick play that doesn't force you to deal with parts management and development, instead allowing you to focus in on race day. The races are good fun, but it's the mid-race scenarios that really pose a challenge. Can you beat Max in Monaco, push Albon higher into the points in Bahrain, or even salvage Piastri's home race? There are endless replayable challenges, with more being added as the season goes on to let you flex your managerial might. Another great addition to the game this year is the Visor Cam. A very popular addition to real race broadcasts, the Visor Cam brings you as close to the action as possible without strapping you into the car yourself. Now you can watch your driver's risky overtakes from inside the helmet. Perfect for the adrenaline junkies out there, but not so great if you suffer from motion sickness. F1 Manager 2023 definitely improves on last year's entry, but in minor ways. Now that the novelty of the management game has worn off, players are left with an experience that isn't perfect, but is definitely engaging. It's possible to sink hours into F1 Manager 2023 and not even realise, such is the addictive nature of the game. The ability to switch teams within your save will also greatly increase the length of playtime for players. Jumping from an all-conquering Williams team to attempt to solve the Ferrari strategy issue will be a great experience, and certainly better than having to start again. However, F1 Manager 2023 is unlikely to change the mind of those who didn't enjoy or felt shortchanged by last year's game, and that's something that will need to be considered when it's time for F1 Manager 2024 to come around. What do you think of F1 Manager 2023? Are you enjoying the game? How have you adjusted to the new features? And how many laps can you manage watching through the visor cam? Be sure to let us know down below, and why not subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification while you're there for all things F1 Manager 2023. For now though, thanks for watching. I've been Mark from RacingGames, and we'll catch you here on the channel for another video soon.